Hi, this is Blue. I stress to everybody to be creative, and I was trying to come up with ideas on being creative for today, my one day off, and I had an idea. I decided to take this scrap piece of wood. It's a 3/4 inch piece of plywood, and I'm going to paint on it. So what I've done right now is I've taken off some of the corners, and now I've got to smooth this out, sand this down, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint a tranquility scene. I drew a picture a long time ago about a pond. This was part of my transition from being such an angry person to being a nicer person that I am today. Um, your temperament is a pond. Um, Without trees or any type of protection, people are able to go and throw rocks in it and disturb it, and your water is rough. You're getting angry. So the concept here is you try to keep your pond, your pool, your lake, whatever you want to call it, as tranquil as can be. As you learn to mature and you've learned how to deal with situations, you're planting a tree, making it harder and harder for people to throw rocks into your pond. And so that is what I am going to be painting. It's basically, to many people, just going to be a nature painting, but it is also going to have on it more of a symbolism, because it's going to be half of a pond with some trees in the background and maybe a little hill. I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to paint this yet. But what I'm going to be doing is a step-by-step documentary on what I'm painting. There's going to be a combination of motion picture and stills for this little video, and so I hope you like it. Alright, step one is now complete. The corners have been roughed out. I have the initial sanding done on the part I am going to paint. Now you notice that it is not perfect, and it is not meant to be perfect. This is about raw emotions. This is about not being perfect. This is about expressing yourself. And the one thing that I tell people is that I am a diamond in the rough. What that means is I am not perfect. I have my imperfections. I am a little rough on the edges, but I'm still a valuable person. Alright, I got the next step done in my project. This is the base blue for the pond. No highlights have been added yet, such there's no rocks in the water. I'm letting this dry before I start putting on the grasses. Okay. And this is with some of my greenery. This is 2 layers of green. This is to represent the grass that would be forming around a lake. Okay. Alright, now I have just finished the base for the sky. This open area that you see right here, that is going to be left for putting the trees. The sky background here, I have not decided where I'm going to put my sun at, or a few clouds. I might just put like a small streak of a cloud, but this is how it looks like so far. I added some light blues in here because those are to kind of react like a slight reflection of the sky onto the water. Alright, what you see here now is that I got the tree trunks in place. I used 2 different shades of brown, and I made some trees, different thicknesses, and one even is forked at the base. so that these trees have character. It's not some generic looking tree produced multiple times. I'm trying to use different colors so that it gives a more realistic look. Alright, now what I have done now is I have added the clouds. What I did was I took some antique white, added a little bit of water to it, and then just brushed it with a wide brush so that these are very light clouds. You can still see the blue through them. I have also taken some gray and I have added that to the blue area. I will be adding some defining lines to it, and that will be rocks to represent previous angers. Alright, I have just finished adding the trees to my painting here. You can see that I have 4 different shades of green, and the purpose is, each tree has their own little characteristics. There's different shapes, different colors. This is to show a slightly more realistic painting. What I have left to do now is to add the backgrounds. There are certain areas like right here and here where I'm going to be putting a light blue, which would finish up my sky. Okay? Alright, the absolute basic rough painting is done. Basically, every part of the painting has paint on it. Now, what I have left to do on this painting is to texture it. Let's face it, some of my lighter shaded greens, like this one right here and here, they're pretty light. They are also very bland. What I am thinking about trying to do, remember, this is my first painting ever. This is also my first painting on plywood here. And so what I'm thinking about doing is taking a darker shade of paint, diluting it, then taking one of my very wide brushes and kind of going over there each of the lighter colors, so it adds a little bit of darkness to them. It will also kind of show some texturing there. I still have to finish up my water and my rocks. Right now they're just gray blobs in the water. This one right here, you can see that it has some brown and gray in it, and so that's what I need to do with the other 3. Alright, well, I have done some texturing. As you can tell here, that it is no longer the blah one tone of green. This is not such a bright green as, well, almost yellowish green. This is darker. That one is darker and such. I can't say that it was all a success, but I also can say I failed. I achieved something that I've never done before. I did some artwork, and that is something to be proud of.